Hi guys, Cameron here, and welcome to our tournament review. Ideas on the first kind of games that I've played in this new edition. Yeah, what I have just done is I've just come back from Point of Might, held in the arena in Falkirk, where I played my three trolls there. I took them and had great fun. You'll see a outcome. You'll see some games, kind of what I've played, and then you will hear mine and Gary's opinions on the tournament. More so the new edition, because this is the first time we've kind of been playing it. Tournament ran real well, cannot complain at all about it, absolute fantastic. So hats off to Ross for running that. But without further ado, let's get into what we have done, or what I have done I should say, at this tournament and how it went. Here we go then. So this was game one at a Point of Might. It was a game of reconnoiter, or as Matthew would say it, reconnoiter. And I was playing the three trolls against Arnor. Now, they had me outnumbered, outmatched, and I didn't come in because I didn't decide to might up until turn 4. Lots of bad decisions on my part, and they 100% lost me the game for this. Now, I don't know if I would have won the game anyway, but I know that I lost them because of my decisions. Almost all the Arnorians got off the board. There wasn't that many. This whole contingency that you can just see here of the Rangers actually outnumbered me for my dominance rule when they got off the table, so there was no chance of me winning this, and it was just one of these things I screwed up completely. This ended in, I think it was a 14-2 loss overall, but it was good. I'm glad that I played it. I learned things about the monsters, especially in the new rules, and they come up later when I discuss them with Gary. So 100% real glad that I played this game first. Like I say, it taught me a few things. It meant that I had to think, and it got it out the way for the rest of the tournament, because this is not a matchup that you want as the three trolls. So playing at game one meant that things could only get better. Did they? No, of course they didn't. But at least it was something. And there we go. Game ends. It was a 14-2 loss, and I'm just happy with it. But then we went on and we had lunch. It was slightly earlier lunch, and you can see here just everyone playing around the tables. It's a real nice venue. There's lots of space, lots of open space, and they have quite a bit of terrain for everything around there. Here you can see my Dale. Game one, Darren and Henry were playing against each other, Darren using my Dale, so I thought I'd have a quick snoop at their table and see what they had. Henry's got Iron Hills, and they actually feature later on in game, I think it's 3, when I played Henry. I was real glad that I played him, actually. It was a real good game. Only one that I won. Foreshadowing. We then came on to game 2, and that was Destroy the Supplies, and I was against Radagast Alliance, so it was Radagast on Eagle, Beorn, Goai here, and an Eagle, and I just got absolutely hammered. You can see here my little sheep mark and my little cow that drowned in the water. But I got absolutely hammered at this. There was nothing that I could figure out how to do, what to do. I don't know how trolls win at Destroy the Supplies, especially against eagles, but it's just one of these things. You can see there that he's been very monstrous charged. This game did not go well for me. My dice were, I'll say, rolling shockingly, but sometimes they were rolling really hot, but they weren't rolling well when they were knocked prone, and it was just one of these things that I just died instantly, but what can you do? Game 3 though was considerably better. It was Domination, that was the name of it, and I was playing against Henry's Iron Hills, so this was a considerably better matchup for me, but I was a bit worried. This was on bottom table though, so it was kind of where I deserved to be, and Henry was saying the same. But the Iron Hills I was a bit worried about, considering their defence. I completely forgot about Rend, which I'll comment on later on in the video when I speak to Gary about the event. But actually I ended up winning this round. I can't remember exactly what the score was, unfortunately, but I did manage to beat him. Didn't table him, but I did quarter him. And one of the best things I did was what you can see just here. I hurled his banner, dismounted Dane, knocked Dane prone, and then managed to trap him with the 3 trolls in one turn, or I should say in 2 turns, one combat into the next, and it was just such a good thing. I ended up taking out Dane this round of combat and the captain in one combat, so the only point of might that he had on the board was a siege veteran, which did absolutely nothing considering it was fighting at night due to one of the upgrades that I had, so it was only hitting on natural 6s, and he could not roll 1 to save himself. I then got within 12 inches and he was saying that he couldn't shoot within 12, and that was just it. I nullified it. What he's saying though is that he needs to take more bodies and less of the ballista, but it's kind of one of these you live and learn moments that we just kind of have to go with. Although he did say he had a thoroughly good game, and I voted for Henry for my most sporting because actually it was a really fun game. It was the only one that I won, but that wasn't the reason that I voted for him. It was just, like I say, probably my best game that I had. It worked real well and it was thoroughly enjoyable. So actually, I can't complain at all about it. It was so good. And the trolls squashed Iron Hills really easily, which was very nice. I don't think I took a wound at all this whole game actually either, which I felt bad for, but is what it is. I then played Jack, and Jack I've played a few times now, and he's always a good laugh. He took the Battle of Pelennor, or Heroes of Pelennor, something like that, Defenders of Pelennor. He took Irolas, who ended up in a sack for 90% of the game. He took a kitted out Aragorn and Legolas, who on turn 2 shot to death my troll. Now, not exactly to death, but he took all 3 fate off him and 2 wounds, so it's kind of like, well, what the fuck are you going to do at that point? So I was like, right, I need to charge into everyone, and it was just an absolute slog. I could not kill anything. Like I say, I managed to stuff Irolas in a sack and keep him for later, so that was the only victory points I got this whole game. I think it was ended up something like 20-2 to me, or sorry, to Jack, maybe 20-1, I can't remember. It was an awful score, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was just kind of one of these fun games that you have. Now, Jack was kind enough to let me use my stone trolls, which you can see here. For when they die, you put a different set of trolls, which are painted as stone, on the table, and it makes a little bit of new terrain. These are models that I've had for a good while. They were eBay rescues, and Jack was like, oh hell yeah, we're doing that. You can see just there, Irolas is in that sack in front of my only alive troll. I did stuff him in there for later, and actually he never got out. Jack didn't want him to come out, to be fair. He was having far too much fun with all my wacky rules, and he's decided that he's going to buy the trolls himself, which I suppose, if you're going to take list advice from me, you know something's wrong, especially because I've lost 2 out of my 3 games at this point, and I'll lose this one, especially. In fact, you can see here that I am broken, which we kept on forgetting to take my courage checks, but it's one of these things. You kind of deal with it, and it was at the end of the game we kind of went, oh no, oops, but Jack won. I got 2 victory points. It's not like we were gaming the system or trying to arrange a draw between us or anything. So, no, it was such a good game. I really enjoyed Jack, or playing against Jack. He's always a good laugh, and we always have so much fun with things. This one, though, I should have probably won. I'll say I don't know how I lost it, because this is a killie mission. I think it was just the fact that I was almost outdiced. There's not really much I could do at points. I tried to kill the heroes just so I could kill the warriors little by little, but it was one of these things that just didn't work in my favour, and there's not really much you can do at that point. So, sucks to suck, but it is what it is, and it ended with Jack winning. We then go on to the prizes, and what I'll do is I'll quickly speak about the tournament. This was a 650 point event, which had a minimum of 3 models and a maximum of 80 or something like that. The maximum that was there was 71, and that was Goblin Town, so kind of hats off to the guy who played that. Team came bottom 3, I think it was, and then Darren came top 10, and then he also won a spot prize, so it was very good, and I was very impressed with him for guessing the point of might, and I'll let that play out just here.
The winner is Darren McMillan.
Hey! You know what, I need to take this off because... Oh, yeah, we need the team top.
Woo! That's a nice weekend I spent in the show. Oh, lovely.
That way.
Oh. Thank you.
The tournament, however, went real well. There was no problems, no hiccups or anything like that I saw throughout the day. The venue is nice, clean, tidy, does very nice coffees, and overall was just a real cool, chill place. Good lighting on the most part, and I know that's not normal in most places. And then there was also just other bits that were kind of nice. There were those seats, which is just good to have. The tables are in nice height. There was mats, all the terrain that you could ask for, and then a good selection of stock with various bits and bobs that were around. Some lovely leather work, plague masks and Cthulhu masks as well for keyrings, which I managed to pick up 2 of. I got a Cthulhu for myself and a plague mask for a friend. And yeah, overall it was a lovely venue. Ross, who you can see here doing the announcements and whatnot, he put on a fantastic event. Like I say, 650, doing various armies across the board. I think there was 28 players total, and the venue could hold more if they wanted.
The best prize of the full day, the wooden spoon. Ooh. Gary.
Hey!
And that there is the first wooden spoon of the year for the team. So I'm immensely proud of Gary for managing to lose all 4 games. But I'm also just immensely proud of the team for coming to this. I'm real happy for them, real glad. Henry played 4 games, 3 of which were against team members, and the other 3 of us, only played against Henry. So Darren played against Henry, I played, and Gary played, and then we each played another 3 people. So Henry, I do apologise for you paying money to come to the event and then end up playing your teammates, but it is what it is. Overall though, Ross ran a phenomenal event. The arena is great. I'm very impressed with it. I'll happily be back, there's no doubt about that. Ross is running a 1,000 point event later in the year and we'll do that. But I've now got an interview with Gary about the new edition and the thoughts and everything, so let's go over to that.
Oh, it's awfully bumpy. So, Gary, end of our first tournament for the new edition. We obviously have played 4 games at the tournament, which fantastic, great, they were good fun. Opinions on the new edition so far? What did you like? What did you not like? What did you come up against? Sort of thing that you're like, oh, that's different from last edition.
So the 2 biggest things that I really enjoyed, and the third bit that I found different. So I really enjoy priority now. Being able to make the choice.
Yes, you can win priority, but give it to the other person. I again also really like that. That helped me quite a few times. So yes, I agree.
I use it a lot at the start of my games, just see where they're going and then work out where I need to go.
Exactly. So actually, in Recon, I won priority, gave it to my opponent. They then came on, and it then meant I could deploy to try and figure out exactly where they were. So yep, fully on board with that. I like that change. I find it a bit difficult sometimes though, like with longer longer rounds. So when a specific turn was taking a good time, because there was shooting, there was combat and all this sort of stuff, trying to remember who had priority and also who got to go first, because you can have priority and who chose, or whatever you want to call it. I can't remember the exact wording, but that sort of thing. I found that a little difficult sometimes, because it was like, wait, I moved, but you got priority, so actually I have to call heroics first, not you, or whatever way around it was. It was just a little, not necessarily confusing, but I need a better way to remember that.
Especially being the first tournament doing that, I think more repetition we will get used to it.
100%. It's one of these things that we'll get used to it, like you say.
The second big thing to take away is I never really took monsters before.
Yep.
So I took the Balrog and 2 cave trolls.
Yep.
And just no matter what I faced, I felt I had an option to deal with them.
Yeah.
And Rend just absolutely loved using that.
So I ran a whole monster army. I ran the 3 trolls from The Hobbit. Absolutely fantastic. I completely agree with you with monsters. They've changed a lot, and damn, I like it. You're saying Rend. Rend hasn't actually changed from what I remember from last edition. So that you're saying that you enjoyed that. That's just you never using it before.
Yeah, never had the confidence to use it.
Yeah.
But enjoyed fresh challenge.
Completely agree with you. I forgot to use it this whole tournament, which would have helped me a lot against Henry, our friend's dwarves that I was playing, his Iron Hills. You said the same, and you used it against him, and it helped you a lot. But I completely forgot about that. One of the things I really like about monsters, and I don't know if you ever had it or if you knew about it, no, you did know about it because we've discussed it before, is the fact that if you kill the guy that you're fighting in base contact with, you have a dice that can kill the support.
Yes, that makes a big difference.
I use that a lot this tournament. Now, I came up against Eagles, or Radagast Alliance, which had 0 play with that, but every other game I had to, now because it's a new thing for this edition, I told my opponent about it, and they went, oh, well, do I put the spear support in now or not? Because before the spear support was safe, but now we're using that, and it's like, oh shit, right, what do I do with that? Oh, they had to think about that, and I like that rule. I very much like the monster being able to reach over and grab that spear support. Love it.
It gives them some actual power to them.
Yep.
Even if they don't have Might Well of Fate, they still have that extra threat.
Yes.
And it made a huge difference in my last game. I know I spooned in that tournament, but it made a huge difference. It actually got me points throughout. So I'm for it.
Yeah, 100%. It allowed. Well, I broke Henry, which I don't think I would have if we were in the older edition, purely because I killed more. I could kill more each turn, and that was exactly it. And it then allowed that. It's not the normal, but normal in the sense of previous edition. It just gives them a little more killing power, because before you swapped them.
For 15 miles.
Sorry, we're driving home, and that's what the sat nav is. You could swamp a monster, and it was just weight of dice. But I could have then only killed 3 people because I only had 3 attacks with my trolls. Now I can kill 6 people theoretically because I got the 3 in the front of me, and then the 3 with the spear supports. So yeah, completely agree with you. Love that change to the monsters. Anything else?
The one thing I wasn't so sure on, and it's my fault because I didn't read those particular rules before the tournament, because it didn't apply to my list.
Yep.
Is Heroic Strike. Previously it was a D6 you had to your fight value.
Yeah.
Whereas this time it's only a D3.
Correct. Yep.
It definitely helped me against Henry. Like, it's nice we both went against him, so we can have.
Well, yeah, we have a little bit of commonality with that now. Yeah.
But going against him, the best he can get is a 9, I think it was, with his normal dwarf captain.
Yep.
Just meant the Balrog just had to roll a 6 and then they'd win the fight.
Yes. Yeah. I found that a couple of times because my trolls could heroic strike for free if they had called a heroic strike on a 4+. So I had Master of Battle essentially. Master of Battle 4+, which gets me into something I like about this new edition, or at least the list building side of it. But you're totally correct. It's now D3 that you add, and it just meant that there was times my opponent had strike, and they just went, well, actually, even if I strike, I can't get above your fight value, so there's no point in me using that point of might. Whereas normally they would have struck up, hoped that I had then fluffed the roll, and they would be fight 10, and it would just be like, well, there's nothing I could do about that almost, or well, nothing really that I could do about that. So yeah, I'm with you. It's a change. I'm not too sure if I like it, and I do like it, but it's a change that I didn't necessarily think was needed. Whereas the monsters, I like that. I think that was a necessary change. Same with priority. I like the ability to decide who actually has that rather than just a roll. I'm agreeing with you on that. Like I say, I don't think the strike was needed, but it is a good thing to have. I'm not complaining about it.
For the list building side, like you mentioned it, I was very hesitant.
Yep.
A number of things came together for me to take the list I took, and just opportunity. Try a new list out, and it's very limited to compare it to what it used to be for Mario.
Yep.
But actually, I don't think it hindered me, and it meant I didn't have 100 different sets of new rules to look at. Obviously, new edition rules, but the army itself was fairly contained.
Yeah, it's what, 4 profiles, your goblins, goblin captains, cave trolls, and a Balrog.
Yep.
So you had four profiles to remember. Yeah, that's totally fair. What I'm thinking of from list building of, yes, it is restricted, like you say, there's not necessarily the breadth that we had before, the ability to ally or anything like that. I'm not necessarily caring about that too much, purely because I liked playing thematic lists anyway. But I could take 3 trolls. They're 400 points in themselves, so normally you'd only be able to take them to 400 point lists. However, with the list building, you can buy additional rules to them for 50 points. So I bought 5 additional rules for this tournament, which then meant that they became not necessarily competitive, but they became unhindered. They weren't hindered by the fact that I would have been 250 points under, and I like that about them. I don't know how many special rules they actually have, so I don't know what the max points is, but in last edition their max points would have been those 400. So I think that idea, and actually even just the idea of being able to buy special rules, I know Ents can do it to a certain extent, the trolls can, and I'm sure there's another army list, but I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. It wouldn't be eagles. I can't remember what it is, but I like just that there is those cool little aspects to that you can do. You can change the list, and I could take 5 different rules next time, and it'd be completely different, or a different style of play. And yeah, I just thought that was a very interesting and cool addition to it. Yeah,
it was something I was very hesitant about. I didn't think I'd enjoy, but I've been proven wrong. I've enjoyed it. 100%.
Well, good. So. In terms of, I suppose, the addition, and I know we've only played 4 games of it, so we can't necessarily make a full judgment of it. We've played 4 games against 4 different opponents. Presumably there were 4 different lists that you played against?
4 very, very different lists.
Right, okay, so you saw a little bit of breadth. I've seen the same in the sense of, I suppose we both played Henry, so I've seen 3 different lists compared to yours. What's your opinions of the edition as a whole? Because obviously there was a lot of backlash when we found out about this new edition and new things coming out. If you had to say you liked it, you didn't like it, or you're not too sure yet, what would you say and why?
I would say I liked it. I think a lot of the changes that have come in are very positive. It's been nice to see them. Again, anyone who knows me knows I love taking Mario Dwarf, so Chasm Doom.
Yep.
I wish I could have taken them, but hey.
Unfortunately, that book isn't out yet.
Yeah, I'll give it time.
That's my annoyance. I'll say that's why I don't like this edition, is because we can't play all our stuff yet.
Yep.
But that's just a gripe.
But for what we have currently available, I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I would say exactly the same. Obviously, I've got that gripe, but in terms of what we have currently, I've thoroughly enjoyed that. It was really good. I didn't find any had gotcha moments. So there's nothing that I'm bitter from the tournament. I mean, you lost all 4 of your games.
Yes.
I lost 3 of mine, won 1, and even that I'm not bitter at. I thought it was a very good rule set. The lists, as much as they're restricted compared to last time, I don't really care. It doesn't really matter to me. And just in general, I thought it was a fantastic, fantastic event, but fantastic rule set.
Yeah.
It's gone off the brilliance of Middle-earth SBG 1, and it has improved, and a few things have been, I'll say nerfed in the sense of list building, but it's improved on the bad bits of SBG 1, I thought.
I would like to say that at one point, most of the team was on the bottom tables,
Yeah.
which was quite funny because there were 3 games going side by side,
Yep.
which all had eagles in them,
Yep.
like featuring heavily.
Which is true. Eagles are apparently absolute meta and an absolute stinker of an army to play.
But that was game 2 that they were down there. Game 1 was Reconnoiter,
Yep.
and I think it's nice to see that
They
not
have
just-
they have a downside, even though they have the dominance. Dominance, that's another thing that I like. I like that rule. That's a good thing, because it meant that my 3 model list is actually dominance 11. But yeah, sorted. Thank you very much, Gary. We're off to grab KFC now.
Nice.
And yeah, I'll do some form of thing that gets this up.
Actually, one quick thing. Sorry, something that happened in the tournament just come to mind there. We finished. I think it was game 3. We were just prepping for game 4, waiting for everyone else to finish.
Oh god, I'm gonna edit this bit out.
So Cameron had someone come up and speak to him. A lovely guy, nice to chat with him. I'm not going to say his name, just don't know if he wants us to or not. But he came up and what did he say, Cam?
Hey, you're Cameron. You're painting a 4-up. I got into Middle-earth SBG because of your YouTube channel. Oh my god! And I was like, oh fuck. So I've finally been recognised from YouTube in an unironic way.
Can
So
confirm he is not a paid actor.
hashtag influencer, and we're gonna cut this here.
Oh, what a sexy transition that was. So there we go. First tournament, first games of the edition. And you've now learned and seen what a point of might is like and what one of Ross's event is like, as well as mine and Gary's opinions on the new edition. There's nothing really much to say. I'm going to continue playing. Thoroughly enjoyed it. The hype and everything around it was absolutely fantastic. I enjoyed going through absolutely all of it. And then actually everyone's kind of doom and gloom about the edition I didn't enjoy. It was never fun for me, so I'm glad that actually after these games I still enjoy it. I can't complain. So I'm going to continue to play this game. Everyone can do what they want, obviously it's up to themselves, but yeah, if you're going to be down about it, it's what it is. We all have negative thoughts about it. I've certainly had negative thoughts in the past. But we all have negative thoughts about the kind of state of the game and everything, and that's fine. That is what it is. I have them. I want the books, the profiles, all that to be out, but it's kind of one of these things of we can't do anything about it, so we've got to just go with what we've got and try and be positive about it. Overall, I'm positive about this game and about this edition. It's come out real well. I'm real happy with it, and I'm gonna continue to play it. It's real good fun, and that's kind of all I can really say about it, because everything else I've said during the kind of video. So thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever it's called, Threads, Facebook. I want you to go and just smack the shit out of that like button, just sort of thing. Take that bad boy out. Leave me a comment. If you've kind of got this far, leave me a comment just with the number 32. Why 32? Because it's not 42 and everyone would know what you're on about. Just 32. See what it is. Thank you very much for watching, guys. So no, I'm now hallucinating. My watch is dead. It's now too late. Take care, and bye-bye.